Can I begin by extending my condolences to the families of the 35 people who have died in the last day with COVID. Our thoughts, our prayers and our hearts go out to all those families at this difficult time. Can I also thank our health workers once again who are on the front line day in, day out, providing care and support for people right across our state. From the cities to regional and remote New South Wales, our doctors, our nurses, everyone involved in our frontline health system are doing an amazing job after what has been a challenging 2 years to continue to move through this phase. And on behalf of everyone in our state, can I thank you all for the work and the support that you're providing people in our health system throughout our state. Today, as we do every Friday, we are releasing how we are tracking in relation to hospitalisations and ICUs across our state. It's pleasing to say that we are tracking within capacity and the trend is in a positive trend as well. That obviously does not mean that our health system is not under pressure. We continue to be under pressure like all health systems around the country and around the world. But there are some pleasing signs that continue to come through the modelling, particularly when you look at the best case scenario that we put out a few weeks ago. In addition to that, what is also providing greater support for the health system at this time, you might recall a few weeks ago we had around 6,000 furloughed health workers across our state that was putting a strain on the system. Today that figure is at around 3,700. So we're having many frontline health workers being able to return to our health system to continue to provide that care and support for people who need it across our state. I want to touch on schools, and obviously we're here to make an announcement in relation to the return to school transport plan today, but I can announce today that every school across New South Wales that starts next week has now received their rapid antigen tests. This has been a phenomenal effort. It has been, as we've said, a military operation. We set out to achieve this a few weeks ago. We always thought it would be a substantive challenge, not just in the procurement of these tests, the distribution right across New South Wales to schools, public schools, independent and Catholic schools. It's over 3,000 schools right across New South Wales we've been able to distribute these tests to, as well as 5,000 childcare and early childhood centres across the state. So it has been a mammoth effort. I want to thank and congratulate everyone involved, whether that has been a Department of Education teams who have volunteered their times on weekends to help package, to help organise this distribution in a way that would ensure that every child in every school and every teacher has access to these tests. We have worked alongside the Victorian government to achieve this outcome. We're the only states in the country that have been able to achieve this program due to the fact that we went out and procured a substantial amount of these tests. But it should give confidence, a lot of confidence, to parents and to teachers that when we open up schools day one, term one, we are doing so in a safe way for you and your family. I want to congratulate everyone involved, and I want to thank our principals right across the state, who, when we obviously raised this with them and the task that was at hand, they have played their role in distributing those tests to parents. Those tests are required twice a week. We obviously don't stipulate the date. This is about being flexible. We know parents are busy. We know getting back to school on day one is a challenge for all. I certainly know that, having 4 kids going back on Monday morning. But we have done so in a way that should provide confidence and be reassuring to parents and teachers across the state. And I want to thank and congratulate everyone for this effort. It has been a military operation, but to see where we are today, to have every school that starts next week having those tests distributed, and I want to thank the principals who are now distributing those tests to parents. But one final point I'd make there is, if you are a parent, and obviously every school is different, and you can't pick up your tests on day one, don't worry. The schools will provide your child with those tests as school commences. We obviously want as many parents as possible who are able to go and pick up those tests before school starts. Please do so. If you can't, For whatever reason, don't worry about it. Those tests will be available when you come to school on day one.